In the pouring rain of a stormy New York night, Alexander Voss, once the untouchable king of Silicon Valley, stood on the edge of the Brooklyn Bridge, his trembling hands gripping the cold metal railing. The wind howled like a vengeful ghost, whipping his soaked designer coat, now his only possession, around his frail frame. Below, the dark waters of the East River churned, promising an end to the nightmare that had become his life. "This is it," he whispered to himself, tears mixing with the rain. No more pain. No more failure. Just as he leaned forward, ready to let go, a small voice pierced the storm like a beam of light. "Mister, are you okay? You look like you need a hug." Alexander froze, turning to see a tiny girl, no older than 8, clutching a worn umbrella that barely shielded her from the downpour. Her big brown eyes held no fear, only concern. In that split second, everything changed. But to understand how, we have to go back to where it all began. Alexander Voss was born into modest means in a small Midwestern town, the son of a factory worker and a schoolteacher. From a young age, he dreamed big, tinkering with computers in his garage while his peers played outside. By 25, he had founded Vostech, a startup that revolutionized data encryption. Investors flocked to him, and within a decade, he was a billionaire, gracing the covers of Forbes and Time. Mansions in the Hamptons, private jets, yachts in the Mediterranean, Alexander had it all. But success came at a cost. He married his college sweetheart, Elena, and they had a son, little Tommy. Yet, as Vostech soared, Alexander dove deeper into work, missing birthdays, anniversaries, and bedtime stories. "It's for our future," he'd say, but Elena saw the truth. He was addicted to the chase, the power. One night, after yet another cancelled family vacation, she packed her bags. "You've lost us, Alex," she said, tears streaming. "Money can't buy back the time you've thrown away." The divorce was brutal, leaving him with custody battles he barely fought and a hollow victory in court. Tommy, now 10, looked at him with eyes full of resentment during rare visits. Friends? They were business associates, evaporating when deals soured. The real downfall started with the scandal. Vostech's latest AI software, hailed as a breakthrough, was exposed for unethical data mining. Harvesting user information without consent. Whistleblowers came forward, lawsuits piled up, and the stock plummeted. Regulators swooped in, freezing assets. Partners abandoned ship, and in a matter of months, Alexander's empire crumbled. Bankruptcy loomed like a shadow. He sold the mansions, the jets, everything. Creditors hounded him, paparazzi mocked him. From billionaire to broke, the fall of Alexander Voss, the headlines screamed. Alone in a dingy motel room, he stared at empty whiskey bottles, wondering how it had come to this. No family, no friends, just echoes of his own arrogance. Depression wrapped around him like chains, pulling him toward that fateful bridge. That's where Maria Ramirez entered the picture, though Alexander didn't know it yet. Maria was a single mother working as a janitor in the rundown office building where Vostech's skeletal remains were housed during liquidation. At 35, she had seen her share of hardships. Her husband, a construction worker, died in an accident 5 years earlier, leaving her to raise their daughter, Lily, alone. Maria scrubbed floors by night, attended community college by day, dreaming of becoming a nurse. Money was tight, rent was always late, groceries stretched thin, but she poured love into Lily like it was endless. Lily, with her curly hair and infectious laugh, was Maria's world. The girl had a rare gift. An empathy that seemed too deep for her age. She collected stray animals, shared her lunch with homeless folks, and always asked, "How can I help?" Maria often joked that Lily was an old soul in a child's body. Alexander's path crossed theirs on a crisp autumn morning, weeks before the bridge incident. Desperate for any work, he applied for a maintenance job at the building, ironic, considering he once owned similar skyscrapers. The hiring manager, unaware of his past, gave him the graveyard shift. "Just keep the place clean," the man grunted. Alexander, humbled and humiliated, pushed a mop alongside Maria. At first, he kept to himself, bitterness seeping from every pore. Maria noticed his silence, his haunted eyes. "Rough day?" she'd ask gently during breaks. He'd grunt responses, but over time, her kindness chipped away at his walls. She shared stories of her struggles, not for pity, but to connect. "Life knocks us down, but we get up for the ones we love," she'd say, glancing at a photo of Lily on her phone. One evening, Maria had no choice but to bring Lily to work, her babysitter cancelled. The girl sat quietly in the break room, drawing with crayons while Maria cleaned. Alexander, finishing his shift, wandered in for coffee. Lily looked up, her eyes lighting up. "Hi. Are you the new friend Mama talks about?" Alexander paused, surprised. "Friend? I don't think so, kid." But Lily persisted, showing him her drawing, a colorful house with a family inside. "This is what home looks like. Do you have a home?" The question stung. Alexander mumbled about his motel. Lily tilted her head. "That's not a home. Home is where people care about you." He brushed it off, but her words lingered. As winter approached, Alexander's despair deepened. The final blow came when Tommy's lawyer called. Elena was moving abroad with their son, cutting ties completely. "You've lost your chance, Mr. Voss." That night, he wandered the streets, ending up on the bridge. The rain mirrored his tears as he climbed the railing. Suicide seemed the only escape from the void. But then, Lily's voice. How was she there? Fate, perhaps. Maria, working late, had taken Lily home but stopped for ice cream nearby. Spotting the man on the bridge, Maria called 911, but Lily bolted toward him. "Mister, please don't jump," she pleaded, her small hand reaching out. Alexander, startled, stepped back. "Why do you care, kid? You don't even know me." Lily's eyes welled up. "Because everyone matters. Mama says we're all connected, like stars in the sky. If one falls, the night gets darker for everyone." In seconds, her words pierced his soul. Connected? He'd spent his life building walls, chasing isolation in the name of success. But here was a child, from nothing, offering everything, pure, unearned kindness. Police arrived, talking him down. Maria rushed over, hugging Lily tight. "You saved him, Mija." Alexander, in shock, collapsed into sobs. That night, in the hospital, he poured out his story to Maria. She listened without judgment. "You've lost things, Alex, but not everything. You still have a heart. Use it." From that moment, Alexander's life transformed. He moved into a small apartment, took therapy seriously, and rebuilt bridges with Tommy, slowly, painfully, but genuinely. He volunteered at shelters, using his tech smarts to help nonprofits. Maria became a friend, then more, their shared vulnerabilities blossomed into love. Lily? She called him Uncle Alex at first, then just Dad after the wedding. Vosteka's remnants sold for enough to start a foundation teaching digital literacy to underprivileged kids, like Lily once was. Years later, Alexander stood on that same bridge, not in despair, but with Maria and Lily, now a teenager, by his side. They released lanterns into the night sky, symbols of hope. "I lost everything," he reflected, "but gained what matters, love, purpose, connection." Lily smiled. "See? Stars don't fall alone." And that's the story, friends, a reminder that rock bottom isn't the end, it's a foundation for something better. True wealth isn't in bank accounts, but in the hearts we touch. If this tale moved you, hit that like button, it helps spread these inspiring messages. And subscribe for more stories that uplift and remind us of life's real treasures. Who knows? The next one might change your perspective in seconds.